Hey students, how are you all? Doing good? Okay, so students, what is the topic that we have started discussing? The chapter? It is Geography, lesson number 5, Major Domains of the Earth. So, what are the major domains of the Earth? Lithosphere, hydrosphere, atmosphere and the biosphere. So, till now, we have discussed about the lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. That is nothing but about the land, water and air. So, as we all know, land, water and air are the important aspects for the survival of life on the earth. So, today in this video, we are going to see about the sphere related to the life, where life exists, and it is nothing but the biosphere. So, before starting our biosphere, we will just have a quick look what all did we learn in the earlier 3 domains. So, in the lithosphere, we have learned about the huge land masses, that is nothing but our continents, and few information and major highlights of them. And in hydrosphere, we have learned about the water bodies, water cycle, why fresh water is a critical source. And coming to the atmosphere, we have seen that it is a blanket of air surrounding the earth, then layers of the atmosphere, composition of the atmosphere, greenhouse effect. It is very important, students, you all have to remember. And then we have seen about the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so all these things we have learned in the earlier. Now today, as we said, we will be starting with our 4th major domain of the earth. Now that is biosphere. So biosphere is nothing but the narrow contact zone. Now in this zone, all 3 earlier spheres, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, will be interacting each other, and this is the zone where life exists. So presently we can say the place where we are living is the biosphere. Okay, so now why does the life exist on the earth? What are the factors that helps to life exist on the earth? First thing, the optimum distance from the sun. We have already seen in the earlier chapters, right, that earth is neither too far and nor too close to the sun. And the temperature here and the availability of liquid water, and also the atmospheric layer that is protecting us from the harmful UV rays. So now the word bios means life in the Greek language. Okay, so here when we are talking about the life existence, do you think only human beings are having life, or only human beings are the living organisms? No, there are n number of living organisms which are coexisting with us. So now in this sphere we have organisms of all sizes, from the minute bacteria till the huge mammals. We are having all the living organisms living in this zone. So now and also we can consider the plants. We also know, right, plants have their life. So now all the organisms which are surviving in the biosphere are divided into 2. One is plant life and other is animal life. So plant life or the vegetation found in a particular area or particular place is called as the flora. Okay, now the animal life, whatever is found, is referred to as fauna. So flora and fauna will be existing in the biosphere. So students, now this plant life, that is flora, animal life, fauna and all the living organisms, the interaction among with them and the environment is nothing but the formation of the biosphere. So interaction between all these living organisms leads to the formation of biosphere. Now when these living organisms are there, so these will be forming communities according to the environment where they are existing. So now the communities formed by these living organisms are called as biomes. Now as we said, these biomes will be depending on the physical features present of that place. Now it can be desert, now it can be mountain area, it can be plains, plateaus. So let's see what are the different biomes present on the earth. Okay.
Biome is a biological community that is formed in response to shared physical climate. Biomes can be either terrestrial or land or aquatic. Up first is the desert. Deserts can be found in North America, Australia, and the southwest U.S. Here's a map of some of the deserts of the world. Deserts have very little rainfall. They can be hot, or they can even be cold. Grassland. Grasslands are found in the U.S., Canada, Argentina, Russia, and even Turkey. They are dominated by grass. They have cold winters and hot summers and average rainfall. Savanna. It is similar to a grassland, but they are found in East Africa, South America, and they're known for having a wet and dry season and warm temperatures throughout most of the year. The rainforest, which is found at the equator, has little variation in temperature and lots of rain. The deciduous forest is found in North America, East Asia, Europe, and Norway. Many of the trees have leaves that fall off in the winter, and they generally have 4 seasons. A taiga can be found in Russia, Canada, Alaska, and Sweden. It is the largest land biome. You will find spruce trees and pines. They have short summers and long cold winters. A tundra has very little tree growth. It can be found in Russia and northern Canada and has low temperatures, which results in lots of shrubs and mosses. Under the aquatic biomes, you have the ocean. The ocean has high salinity and covers most of the world. An estuary is an area where you have the mix of salt and fresh water. And finally, under fresh water, it has a very low salinity, and you will find ponds, lakes, streams, and again, they have low salinity. So there is a list of some of the major biomes.
So students, now we have seen about the various kinds of biomes that are existing on the earth, among which all the living organisms with their environment will be in continuous interaction. So now let's coming back to the definition of the biosphere. Now it is the narrow zone where all the 3 things, that is air, water and land, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere, will be in interaction. Now do you know that if one of this domain is getting affected, it can further affect the other domains? Okay, you want to know how? So there is an example, and we have seen when we are learning about Africa, right? So the world's largest desert, that is Sahara Desert, is present in the Africa. Now do you know, earlier it was a place which was full of greenery, and it was very much, and there was a very rich life of flora and fauna also. But what happened with the changes in the environment and the temperature, it has become such a vast desert. Now we can also see that there are many islands which are emerging, which are coming up as the water levels are going down. Now again, a different thing can also happen, that whatever the islands are there, because of increase in the water levels, can get submerged into the water. So as we have seen that if one of the sphere is getting affected, it can further affect the other spheres, and it can again affect the life of the living organisms which are existing in that particular place. Okay, so now about the biosphere we have seen, right, and the biomes. Now do you know these biomes are continuously changing, they are forever changing. Now what are the reasons that cause changes in them? So here we are having few. So first is the lumbering. When humans cut trees for the wood, so then that act is also called as lumbering. Now again is the primitive agriculture, that means clearing of the forest for the purpose of agriculture. So for these 2 things what we have just seen now, they are related to the cutting of the trees, that is nothing but the deforestation, but the purpose is different. Lumbering is for the wood, and whereas primitive agriculture is for the growing crops. And they have also told about the natural calamities. So we are having n number of natural calamities that can affect the features of any place. Now, for example, we can take earthquakes, tsunamis, landslides. So these are the few things that can affect the biomes. The next thing is the excessive grazing. Now we have seen in the history, right, that many people were herders, so they were taking their cattle for grazing. So when a particular place is having an excessive grazing, then the green cover of that area will no longer exist. Okay, and next is the forest fire. Now this forest fire can be because of the natural reasons, as we have seen that near Amazon river we have the huge Amazon forest also, and as it falls in the equatorial region, we usually come to hear about the forest fire, natural forest fire, which is being caused because of the extreme temperatures there. Okay, so now these are the few things that we have learned. These are something related to the nature and all. Now there are few more activities, human activities, that are affecting these domains of the earth. Now suppose it can be the making the lakes, rivers dirty, now, or polluting them. How are we polluting them? We have n number of industries, and those industries are sending the waste material to the rivers, and that makes the water of limited use and actually no use for the human beings. Now it cannot be used, and in such areas existence of the humans will become more and more difficult. So we have seen many more things, and one is the major effect on the atmosphere is the global warming, as we have seen in the earlier video about the greenhouse effect, that the carbon dioxide is like trapping the heat of the sun and avoiding it and not allowing it to escape into the space bag. Okay, and that heat is very much essential for the growth of the plants. Now, because of the human activities like the pollution they are caused because of the industries, vehicles, these many equipments what we have in our houses, so they are also releasing a lot of pollution, and that is leading and that is creating more and more heat in the environment. Now, this heat is so much that it is also affecting the ozone layer present in the stratosphere. Okay, and that is what we hear few news, right, that ozone layer is getting depleted. Okay, now if suppose this ozone layer is completely destroyed, then what can happen? Then the harmful UV rays, that is ultraviolet rays, will be falling on the earth, and we all know the consequences of it. It can cause us sunburn, skin cancer, eye damages, and many more diseases to the human beings, and also plants cannot survive. So here we have, it's a very serious thing and a concern to think about. So how to protect the domains? So as we have seen, humans are affecting more and more those, and in turn we are also getting affected by them. So here now there is 8 steps which we can do in our daily life so that we can protect these domains and we can live for a very long time. Let's see.
Scientists all over the world are worried because the greenhouse effect is becoming too strong. The Earth is getting warmer and too fast, faster than at any other time in the Earth's entire history. But why? Come with me to find out. Human activity increased the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to dangerous levels, especially carbon dioxide. How? By burning oil, coal and natural gas for energy, by driving cars, by polluting the environment with factories, and raising huge quantities of animals for the food industry. Humans also cut down trees to build houses, or use the land to raise cattle or plant crops. This is also making carbon dioxide rise because trees are good at absorbing this gas and taking it out of the atmosphere. So the less trees we have, the less carbon dioxide is absorbed and the more of it we have in the atmosphere. All this carbon dioxide is making the greenhouse effect too powerful and increasing temperatures on Earth by trapping too much heat in. So, how can we fix this problem? Well, the good thing is that lots of countries are working together to change this and reduce the amount of carbon dioxide they produce. Another good thing is that you can help as well. Walk, jog, use your bike or skateboard to go places instead of getting a ride in a car. Don't waste clean water because it takes a lot of energy to produce it. Turn off your tablet, computer or the TV when you're not using it. Turn off the lights when you leave the room. Unplug. And last but not least, recycle everything you can. You can make a difference. So, today we learned that the greenhouse effect makes life on Earth possible. Human activity increased the greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide. This made the greenhouse effect too powerful, raising temperatures on Earth. Humans need to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide they produce. And there is lots you can do to help fix this problem.
Step 1. Take shorter showers and turn the water off when you're applying shampoo. Step 2. When you are brushing your teeth, or guys, when you shave, turn the water off when you're not using it. Step 3. Buy some reusable bags when you go shopping. Now a lot of stores are charging for the plastic bags. These bags don't have very much plastic in them and can't be recycled, so end up in the garbage instead. Think ahead. Step 4. Take a bus, bike, walk, or share a ride when you go out. Less vehicles on the road leads to less emission and greenhouse gases. Step 5. If you are out and buy a can of pop or a bottle of water and there's no recycling bin around, take what you have home and recycle it there. Step 6. Wash your clothes in cold water, and if you have a small load, adjust the amount of water needed in the washer. There are a lot of new detergents on the market, specifically for cold water usage. Step 7. When shopping for cleaning products, look for the green or eco-friendly products. Step 8. Don't crank up the air conditioning in the summer and the heat in the winter. If you are going out and won't be back for a while, adjust the temperature and change it when you return. Even a few degrees in temperature can make a big difference in power consumption. Keep these ideas in mind. Take part in the solution to make tomorrow a better future.
What we have just seen are the few steps that can be done. There are a lot more things that we can do so that we are not affecting and protecting our major domains. Okay, so now here I want you to make a note or just write 5 things that you can do. Now, as we have already seen, the government is also taking a lot of efforts to protect them. Now we are having, it is compulsory for governments to maintain the state or the country to have 33% of the land under the forest cover. Okay, so out of 100% of a country, 33% should be given to the forest. And for this afforestation, we are also having many programs like Harita Haram that we will be doing, right? And it is also told that on your birthday that you have to plant at least 1 tree. Okay, 1 plant if you do is okay. Now that doesn't mean that today you have planted it and you leave it, you forget it. It should not be the case. You have to take care of it and you have to see it developing. And one day it will give us nice fruits and flowers. Okay, so in this way you just make a point of 5 more things what you can do to protect and what you should not do so that you are not causing any harm to the nature. So students, with this we have completed our 5th lesson of the geography, that is major domains of the earth. And really I hope that you all have understood it, okay, and enjoyed it. Okay students, in the next video we will be coming up with a new chapter. Till then, take care, keep learning. Bye bye.